While that terror trial decision may be welcome news, many of the thousands who rushed to the rescue after the September 11th tragedy were dealt a big blow tonight. The Obama administration has pulled funding for the 9/11 health bill. CBS 2's John Metaxas has this report.
When you spend even a few moments with John Feal, talk turns to his fellow Ground Zero responders.
I've been to 39 funerals in the last 4 years, including today, Brian McCulley, 42 years old.
And so news the Obama administration is dropping support for funding $11 billion to help the thousands who are sick and dying from their Ground Zero service seems a devastating betrayal.
The 9/11 responder in me that spent 11 weeks in a hospital and lost half a foot is outraged.
Equally disturbed, members of the New York congressional delegation who got the word from the Health and Human Services Secretary just hours before the president's State of the Union address.
Most of us were quite shocked when the secretary said that there would not be permanent funding for this program.
Unfortunately, Secretary Sebelius either wasn't briefed properly or didn't quite understand the nature of the need that still exists in New York.
Feal, who has spent years raising awareness of the plight of the first responders, says he even got a letter from the president promising his support.
We're talking about human life. At what cost do you put anything in front of that? Cash for clunkers, bailouts for banks?
Here in Suffolk County, just a few miles from John Feal's house, a constant reminder of what he's fighting for, the 9/11 memorial. And Feal says a separate memorial is being planned for the 9/11 first responders who have died. What's at stake is the long-term funding. A White House boost in monies to pay for care covers only 1 year. But this evening, a White House spokesperson insisted, quote, this administration will continue to be a strong partner to the New York delegation on behalf of those sickened by the World Trade Center disaster as we work together to strengthen the health program.
Over 830 men and women have died since 9/11. Over 300 from cancer alone. This bill needs to be passed.
But first responders say the best memorial remains in the hands of lawmakers. In Hauppauge, John Metaxas, CBS 2 News.
Now, the White House says tonight it's actually going to double the funding for the victims to $150 million, although that's only for 2011. And that is still a far cry from the long-term $11 billion first responders are seeking.